What's up, guys? We're live. This is John. Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to talk about the stock market ending January 31st, 2020. It's kind of crazy. The first month of 2020 is already ended. And now I want to talk about three stock that basically I did day trading on Friday. Market basically sell off from the top, and I was able to get some profit basically with that condition. So now, without further ado, I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to go deep dive what are the three trades that I did. And also I want to talk about a couple stock that I have here. I want to talk about Disney. I want to talk about the SPY. I want to talk about NASDAQ, Apple, also Tesla. So those are the stock that I want to see for next week. And there's also potential to make profit on the beginning of February. So without further ado, let's share the screen and let's go from there. All right. All right, so I'm gonna bring you to my toss here. And oh, give me a second here. Let me drag over. All right, now what you're looking for, what you're looking here is, all right, let me put my video there. So what you're looking here, basically my setup for my Think or Swim Ameritrade toss platform. I have basically ES, NASDAQ, volume D. I also have the currency Aussie yen, and also I have crude oil, advance and decline, and tick, and so on and so on. So I don't need to explain the setup. I just like the setup, and if you are using it, I mean, it's always a good thing to have it, you know, with multiple chart, and also you can see the whole overall of what's going on with the market. So let's go deep dive on these. So let me go back, discuss on the week. I did talk on last week. This is on Friday last week. We talk about this, and we talk that, hey, even like the following week, I'm sorry, the previous 2 weeks, I mentioned on my YouTube channel here, there's gonna be a lot of fun coming these coming weeks. The reason is because, one, we are in overbought condition. Second, we are in the earnings season. Third, of course, there's a lot of stuff going on. And then we came out with the coronavirus news. So if you haven't heard any news lately, coronavirus basically happened in China, in Wuhan. And then now basically it's been kind of, I would say, level 2 to level 3 nationwide, or maybe emergency, they call it. Now in China, basically they built the hospital within 6 days, which is kind of impressed me. Talking about, like, you know, getting a lot of stuff done in 6 days. Building a hospital, that's like impossible in some, you know, some area or some country because of the politics. But anyway, so Wuhan virus came out, and then we have a sell-off. We have another sell-off again, and then we bounce into these 2 days right here. If you're following my pencil here, and then from there we also see 2 bounce, and then this coming Friday we have a big sell-off just in 1 day. Technically is negate everything that was bouncing from these 2 days sell-off, bounce 3 days, and then a big sell-off on Friday. Now on Friday, nobody really know what happened. Of course, it's the end of the month. I was also thinking that we're probably gonna be sideway, because if you look at on Thursday, oh my gosh, we have sideway, and then suddenly at the last 2 o'clock Eastern time, we basically have a breakout and just keep continue rally on the last hour. So and we close basically at the high on Wednesday. So I'm thinking in my mind on Thursday, late Thursday, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a bullish, at least neutral on coming Friday, right? But it just happened differently. We have a sell-off on the gap. I believe it's 13 point, and then open, and then we just grinding lower all day long. Okay, and of course, excuse me. So I put the trend line. I was watching this. I knew that there's a bounce. I was making a trade here. I was long on SPI call. I was able to make money here, sell half. I was hoping it goes to the 32.45, but it did not go all the way there. So it just stopped there, bounced back, and then it put me on the break-even stop right there. But I was able to make half of the profit, about $210 on this one. I'm gonna go over on that with my E-Trade account. Now, volunteer with my kids' school. I did not see the market, but I did have another trade that I have. So SPY is one trade in the morning. And then I also have LK, which is Luckin Coffee. I did mention this trade as well last week, okay? If you guys haven't watched it, go back last week, take a look on this. I was telling on the channel, basically on the video, $33 is the support level. And then there's also another support level, a big major support level at 26. So there was a news on Friday. There's one of the analysts, hedge fund, that basically said that Luckin Coffee was doing a fraud. And they basically scam the investor to make the accounting book looks good. And then they did some research, like calculating how many traffic on the store, how many people that are really buying and not. And it came out really short from what Luckin Coffee management said, right? So the news basically came, and then we basically bouncing at their $30 level. Now, I did put some limit here, and it filled basically when I was looking at this. And of course, I did not pay attention because my trade on this one, it was selling the 26 put of February 21. So that was about 3 weeks further expiration on that. So I wasn't really worried because 26 is a big major support. And we did basically went down all the way to 26 and 75 cents. So because I did not pay attention, when I went back from my volunteering at school, the stock is already went back to $32 or $31. And that's where I was taking a profit. Now, there's a reason why I took the profit, because here, I'm going to tell you this. If we look at on daily, okay, we basically have a big sell off on this. If you look at this red candle with this tail, that is the biggest volume that you'll ever see in this trading, in this stock trading, right? This is nothing, that's nothing, and then this is the biggest. It's about, I don't have the amount here, but I can tell you from my other platform. It'll tell me how big is that one, okay? Give me a second here. Let me pull my, oh, there you go. It's opening on the other screen here. All right, if you're looking at this screen, and we pull LK. LK has about $85 million or 85 million traded here, 85 million share traded or 85 million volume traded. So that's really huge. It never happened before, but I do have a feeling that the sell-off is not done yet. Of course, the fraud acquisition is not done yet. So I do think this stock will continue just grinding sideways, even like going up to 35 or just sideways in this level. Okay, so let me make it bigger so you guys can see it. All right, and then if you also look at on weekly, which is a little bit long-term view, you can see that the MACD is making a curve right there. We basically working out the overbought situation as well. Okay, so there's a lot of opportunity on this. I do want to look this stock again, and let's say if it's gonna go down again, I probably want to step that again on $26, and just kind of see if the market will be bouncing, and then also selling a little bit, you know, just kind of neutral sideways, and I can make money on that as well. Okay, now that's LK. The other one I want to also talk, which is another one on Friday. This is also the last trade that I did before the market closed. Okay, if you look at this, market has been sideways. I'm sorry, going down sideways, and then this is the level that basically, if you see my mouse, okay, this right here, the sideways bar, it's been happening for at least 2 to 3 hours. Just bounce up, sideways. Okay, this is on 5 minutes. Just keep sideways. And I'm thinking, well, there's gonna be at least a small rally to the close, like looking at on Thursday, because I think the market has been selling off pretty good. And I did step another trade here. What I did is I was selling XPX 3220 and also buying the 3210 put. So this is a credit spread. It's giving me about 1,200, 1.2, $1.20 per contract. And I did initiate about 10 contract. So that give me about $1,200 pure profit. So what happened is it did go deep into the 3214, that was the lowest, and then it bounced up during the close. So that 3220, it never got breached. Well, it did get breached, but it did not close on the expiration. Okay, so that's why I'm able to get the 1,200. So LK is giving me about 450. SPY was giving me about what is it? I would say about, let's open this. Let's go to E-Trade here. Let's take a look. Can't remember what I have here. There you go. All right, so let me move this a little quick, and then after that, after I log in, I'll come back again. So you guys do not need to know what's my username and password, okay? All right, so launch. I'm gonna pull this. Now, I'm gonna go individual. We're gonna go to, all right, hopefully you guys can see. Okay, so this is basically, this number is not correct on today's account gain because the XPX, like I mentioned to you, is about 1,200, so it's not 2,300. So we are roughly closing about 5 grand on this month or on January alone, which is good, and that's for E-Trade. And then the Robinhood, we have about 2 grand profit on that side. So we're roughly about 7 grand. So I don't know if you guys know, I'm doing a challenge for myself. I mean, you guys can also come along if you want to challenge yourself. Just basically understanding the whole process of stock market. and also learning that you can make money on stock. So what I do is I'm challenging myself about $4,000 a month. Number is just a number, but right now I want to aim 50 grand by the end of this year. Okay, that's a pure net profit. Now, of course, if I make more, that's great. If I make less, that's great as well. But at least I'm willing to learn what's not working and what's working for me. So far, this is working for me, and I prefer to stay in this course and basically just keep moving forward with this strategy, okay? Now, the market has changed the tone recently. We've been bullish. Now we basically have some correction because of the fear of the coronavirus, and also some earning maybe is not good as well. Now let's go to orders, and then we look at yesterday, okay? I'm gonna also just filter the one that fill. So SPY, like I mentioned, if you look at 20 contract, and then we sold at 835, and then the other one we sold at break even, stop break even, $8. So we're able to get roughly about 33 cents, 32 cents, and divided by 2, so about 16 times 2, right? Let's see if I can calculate this correctly. Okay, so I have 32 cents. Okay, that's from 2 trades, and then time 20 here. Okay, 450 on lock-in, and then 1200, and then the other one is about 35, 32. Give me a second here, guys. So about $320 on that one. So 320 plus 450, okay, and then plus 1200. So we're looking at somewhere around 1970 cents. I'm sorry, $1,970. Let's see if I'm doing it correctly here. Yeah, I think so. So, all right. Now we're looking at that $1,970. Now, if we go back here, okay, so that is for SPY. The LK, I was selling for $2.50, and then I buy back at $2.05, which is 45 cents times 10, which is $450. Okay, so the first trade is $320. Second trade is it's a $450, and then the third trade, which is $1.20 times 10, that's 1,200. 10 contract is equal with 1,000 shares. Okay, remember with options, 1 contract is 100 shares. 10 contract is 1,000 share. So 1.2 times 1,000 is 1,200. Okay, so that's basically the profit I have for Friday. Now, let's take a look with the other stuff that I have. So I also initiate another trade that I have on this week. Now I have SLB. SLB is Schlumberger, which is the oil company, refinery oil company. Oil has been selling off lately. I think the sell-off is not done yet, so there's also an opportunity to buy. I did buy for a longer period here, back in August, I believe. So I bought it at $2.27 $2.75, okay, per contract. I bought it 10. So right now it's about $130 loss, unrealized loss, okay? Because I haven't closed it. Now I'm thinking I'm gonna hedge this on next week because I do think the sell-off is not done yet. All right, now that is basically the trade I did this week, or the market basically ending January 31st, okay? Now, I also want to talk about the whole market overall. All right, let's go back to where I am here. Okay, let me minimize this. Perfect, okay. All right, so the whole market, let me see if I can bring the other one, which is the cleaner chart here. All right, so I want to take a look at a couple things that I mentioned. SPY, let me make it bigger so you guys can see. We were in an overbought state here. Okay, I mentioned it. And then we have a sell-off now. And then now we're almost reaching out the 50 moving average, which is the blue line here. Now, 50 moving average is very, very critical, okay? Anything that you see here, there's also support here. So there's also the reason why market was bouncing at the end of Friday. Now, you have to understand that the market will not just go straight down. There's going to be up and down, up and down. Okay. Now, what I'm thinking is Monday, we probably will have an update. Okay. Now, of course, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, unknown, right? Because nobody knows what's going to happen next. But I think we probably will have another continued sell-off here that will bring us down to about $300. Okay. Yes, it is a big, big location here. 305 is my first, I'm sorry, 313 or 314 is the first support. Okay, write this thing down, 314, and then the next one, which is 305 and 50 cents. Now, we don't know if it's gonna be a straight down or we don't know if it's gonna be up and down. But at least if you know that level, you can play this really well. Okay, if we're looking at on weekly, let's change it on weekly. We have a nasty, nasty weekly candle here. Okay, the reason why, if you look at this 2 weeks, we have doji and then basically a topping tail. So eventually we're gonna have a location that we're gonna go the same thing, right? 315 with 310s here as well, and then going down to 300 if we ever will go there. Okay, I don't want to go too far on the level because we don't know what's gonna happen. Now the same thing with Nasdaq. I'm gonna change it to QQQ. Okay, now we are still in the weekly overbought situation. So we can settle this really, really down, deep down. So for example, looking at 212, 215 first, 212, and then we're looking at 205, and then the major support will be 195. Okay, 195 and 31. So things can go really hairy on this because we can sell off pretty quick, especially with the fear. Some of you might debate that, yeah, coronavirus is not really a big deal. Yes and no. Okay, you have to understand that China is mostly the main producer for everybody. Now, China basically shut down for the Chinese New Year or the Lunar New Year, and also now they extended the close, right? Because they don't want the spread out happen so quickly. So with that happen, the effect, a domino effect with manufacturing, with import export, with the business that is depending a lot in China, mostly like us, because everything is made in China, right? So it's gonna have a side effect eventually coming up. So it's not known yet, and it's not even discussed yet, but there's a big change that will happen. Now, I don't know. February looking really ugly. I can tell you the candle looks ugly. Okay. We are an overbought, so it's gonna have to work on the overbought situation. Now, March, April, May, I don't know. I cannot really tell, so I'm gonna have to work month by month, week by week, day by day. So, I mean, we can throw a prediction, but things not gonna happen. So it's gonna be just a waste of time, basically, to think about it. So, IWM, just looking at this, it's the same thing, even nastier than the other two. Why? If you're looking at this, it's even have a deeper sell-off comparing with Nasdaq and SPY. Okay, so I'm looking at this support 157, which is I'm gonna put the level here because I do want to participate on the level if it ever go down to that level. Okay. If you guys watching me, alert, it's always helpful. 157. What's the number here? I'm looking at 157, 158. I can try with 158 here or 158.50 because that's kind of the tail and this bar. So let's do 158.50, okay? So at least that will kind of give me a heads up that, hey, you know, we're looking at somewhere really close here. 158.50. Anything at or below that will send me alert, okay? Now, I'm thinking that Monday, if we do have a sellout, that we probably will trigger that really quick. Okay. Now, what else do we want to look? SMH, which is the semiconductor. Okay, let me go back to this. SMH also doing the same thing, right? Big sell-off, topping tail on weekly, and then a big sell-off. Now, there has a support at 134, 135 level here. And then if that breach down, that is going to be at 120, 121 to 122, just depending, because the 50 moving average will go up here. There's also support at 130, 75. So that will be another level to take a look if we ever go here and then bounce first and then we go down again. Now let's look at IBB. Okay, IBB the same thing. Nasty sell-off, one big red candle, and then after that the topping tail right there. Kind of doji topping tail, whatever that you want to call it. But yeah, 110 right here, 109. That will be in another level support. It's really nasty sell-off on Friday. So if you are long, just tighten your seatbelt because the sell-off is not done yet. So we are still in the mercy of a virus, making sure that it's not spreading around. Now IBB is close enough to the oversold condition comparing with the other one. Let's take a look IWM on daily. See, it's not even there yet. So yeah, it's nasty. I mean, IWM looking so ugly below 50, and now it's like reaching, probably will go down to this level one here, 158. I told you 158 level. So there's a lot of volume here. So all right, good enough for the indices. Now let's go take a look. A couple things. Tesla, not TSA. Tesla. TSLA. TSLA was making a new high when market basically rally at the close. We are basically close, similar candle where the other one. So this one is high 650 and 88 cent, 653. Look at that. And it's closed at 650, 57. So we are still inside the candle, but we did breach and then we pull back a little bit. But looking at this guy can go up to 700 and 750, okay? I'm not looking to short this yet. However, if the market looks super weak and the market basically due for big correction, then this guy will keep also going down. Now, you have to understand, if you want to fight, you don't want to fight with the, the biggest and the strongest bully, right? You want to fight with the weakest. Because why? You're going to know your chance that winning rate will be bigger comparing with fighting with the strongest. So I'm not looking to short this, but I'm looking to short Apple. Okay, if you look at Apple, Apple has a nasty candle there. Doji, and then sell off, and then a big sell off on Friday. Okay, that was about 14.36 sell off. We do hitting a support level here. So, and then the next support level will be 300 and then 292. Okay. That will be the level I'm looking for the bounce. But right now, I'm still looking Apple to go down lower. Okay. You gotta have to understand, if that virus has to have an effect, people need to close their manufacturer in China, that will affect the production level, right? So that means there's much demand, less production. That means less sell for Apple, okay? Now, the other thing that I mentioned, I also want to look, let me pull my note here. Okay, my next note that Disney, okay? If we're looking at Disney here, see if I can get my mouse. There you go. Disney, Disney DIS, it's been selling off. However, Friday, we did not have a big sell-off. Looking at that, because it's hitting the support, we basically breached to the gap fill. This is the gap fill, okay? We did not go all the way to the gap fill. However, we bounce, and then we close above 200 MA. Okay, if you look at the red line right here, and also this, the legend, I'll tell you that this red line is 200 MA. We close above. I really like this stock. I think this stock has an opportunity to bounce more, at least go back to this level, 142 and then 144, 143 level. So I am thinking I want to sell, put credit spread on this level right here, $133. Okay. I don't know how much credit, but if I can play that in the month of February, even that if it's going down and then tag that level, I'm still safe because I know that one, Disney is currently oversold. Okay. Second, if we look at on weekly, we are not oversold, but we are tagging the 50 MA. So there is a potential. So we just have to pay attention closely here. Maybe long on Disney and then short on Apple. But that way you kind of hedging one to another. You know, if you're making money, then one right and one wrong. So it's kind of wash out. Okay, the next thing I want to take a look is gold. Okay. Gold is making a new high. Okay, it breached and then it pulled back again and closed within that candle. I do think this is a cup and handle. Now we breach. There's more power to the upside. Okay, so I really like gold here, and also I like the other one, which is, let me see, Disney, SPY, QQQ. That's pretty much it I have. Oh, Boeing. We talked about last week, Boeing. I did not participate on this because it's just flirting at 320. So I don't know which side is going to go. Like I said on the video, hey, flirting at 320, you don't know if it's going to go up or go down. So I prefer just stay away on that. So that's pretty much I have, guys. Let's take a look. This one stock, PW. There was a big sell-off on this. I don't know why. Let's take a look on Yeah, see, that's super nasty, even like super nasty. Company earning, doing a lot well. There's a 20% increase on their revenue, but look at the whole day from the open, it just sell off. It's super crazy. I do like this stock. Um, I know it's been going up lately, crazy as well, but at least that $208 level will be a good one. So I'm gonna put alert on this $208 level. Okay, so let's. So I'm putting about 208 and 75 cents. Okay, if that tag that level, then I'm gonna take double check again to see what else that I can do. If I want to go long, um, yeah, I mean, that's crazy. To be honest with you, I feel like the whole bull market it might be ended. But like I said, I don't want to predict anything because right now we don't know. The whole economy with US is really good. That's I can tell you that. But it seems like since Obama, 2008 recession, 2009, we have a rally since 2010. The market never looked back. It's just like now we're long overdue for correction. And if we do have a correction, that will give us at least 5 to 10%, and can also go to 20% correction. Um, I don't want to predict anything. I mean, it's kind of nonsense to talk about it as well. But if you look at this 3,300, okay, just pull a calculation here. Okay, 3,300 minus 20%. So if it does have 20%, so we're looking at 2,640. Okay, let's take a look. 2,640. So we're looking at somewhere here below right here. It's possible. I mean, look at the way even like from December 2011, we go up, and it's just like the market is just like nonsense. Like from here going up. Well, yes, it looks good. I mean, everybody make money. Even like people that have a retirement account, they make money. If you invest in the stock market, you are making money last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But you gotta have to um, be realistic as well, right? How far can it go up? Anything that go up so fast, you're gonna go down so fast too. It's just a nature of physics. Um, so as you know, the market is up and down. So I'm thinking that if this 3,300 was the last high, then we probably will have this up and down, the up and down, and going down slowly, maybe to that 26 level, 2,600 level. But that's a 20%. If it does 10%, then $330. So which is going back to the 3,000 level. Okay. What else? 15%, then probably it's gonna go to about 2,800. So if it's gonna go to 50%, I don't know. I'm just like crazy. If we're talking about it right now, we're just dreaming. I don't like that. Um, take one level at a time every day. That's good enough for me. Okay. So to close it, hopefully you guys like this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. I know I talk a lot about technical chart. I'm a technical guy. Um, I don't do a lot of prediction, but I do look at level by level. So, and so far it's working for me. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you share with anyone that you want to share, especially the people that interested with finance, stock, right? And I also do e-commerce. So if you guys want to talk about specific topic on e-commerce, I'm willing to do that too, but that will be a separate from a weekly video from the stock. So let's close tonight, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, turn on notification. I upload this video, and hopefully you guys will get the notification right away and enjoy it. If you have any question, you know where to reach out to me. My Instagram handle would be TYREXINC. That's my Instagram, and then my Twitter handle will be JohnHart81. All right, so that's all I have, guys. Hope you guys enjoy it, and then next week we'll make money again, and I'll share with you guys every week. Thank you guys, and have a great one. So, and recording.